Vergil Ortiz, more on him. Reports are that he's going back to 140 after this fight at 147. There's two options for him at 140, Pablo Cano, and of course somebody we're very familiar with here at the House of Boxing, Tony Orozco.
Heck yeah.
Would you like to see him fight Orozco next?
I would love to see it, man. Both those fights would definitely be exciting, man. Vergil Ortiz is an exciting boxer, a clean boxer, and Orozco is too, and Cano is, man. They put on exciting fights. Orozco's not last fight, but the fight before against Ramirez for the WBC title was an exciting fight. Showed a lot of heart. So I think he has a good chance in beating Vergil Ortiz. So if that fight was to happen, and hopefully it does, because I think that should have been on the undercard. Right? Exactly. I think those fights should have been on this undercard to kind of boost it up more. So
I think we need to be the matchmakers.
Yeah. Yeah.
Roberto Diaz, sorry.
Yeah.
But no, you did a great job, bro.
Yeah.
But Orozco, and who knows, you might get to ask him pretty soon about that fight.
Exactly.
Right?
Hi guys, welcome to HOB TV. This is episode 20. First, I want to start off by thanking those that have subscribed, those that are tuning in, and we also want to apologize. We missed 2 weeks. We didn't put out an episode for 2 weeks.
That's unacceptable.
It is, but we're back, man. We're back, and we got a great episode tonight. We have a lot of good stuff to talk about, man.
Because we were gone because we were still celebrating Andy Ruiz's.
Oh man, it
win.
was.
That's the last time they seen us. The viewers.
Exactly.
And we're still celebrating. Just no balloons today.
Yeah.
But you guys saw that clip in the opening, and we're still waiting for that call from Golden Boy to be matchmakers, man.
Right.
We called it on May 3rd of this year.
Yep.
Talking about the August 10th matchup between Antonio Orozco and Vergil Ortiz.
Exactly.
Explosive fight. It's going down in Texas. Prairie View, actually, Vergil Ortiz's hometown. Which means that for the second consecutive year, David, Antonio Orozco is going to travel to an opponent's hometown, hostile territory.
Exactly.
He did it last year against Jose Ramirez in Fresno, and he's going to do it again in Prairie View, Texas, August 10th on the Zone.
Exactly.
What do you think of that, Dave?
I think, it's something that we mentioned earlier, in the earlier episodes. And, man, it's a fight for the fight fans. Like I mentioned before, I was hoping it would be maybe a co-main event to a Canelo big mega fight. Because, Canelo's fights do need a little help, man.
Yeah.
Undercard need help,
But they don't put good cards on anymore.
Yeah,
man.
They need help. They need help. But look, it's a great fight for the fight fans, man. So I'm excited to see it. It's one of those fights that, I personally have Orozco winning this fight, man. It's gonna be a close one. Don't get me wrong, because Vergil Ortiz is young, he's tough, and he's hungry. But I think Orozco has a lot to prove. And like you mentioned earlier, man, it's not his first time going into someone's hometown and having to face adversity. And I think that's gonna pump him to be ready for this fight. It's gonna motivate him.
Yeah, Vergil Ortiz, along with Teofimo Lopez, are the two best young fighters in the game right now. There's no question about that. You could even say Vergil Ortiz is Golden Boy's answer to top ranks Teofimo Lopez. I had him on my list of the next great Mexican fighters coming up. We did that episode 2 or 3, somewhere over there. Yeah. Antonio Orozco joined us a few episodes ago. Go back and check that out, guys. He mentions why he's moving to welterweight. This fight is at 147. This is his debut at 147. Vergil Ortiz has 2 fights, or 1 fight at 147. This is his second fight. Now, we mentioned this fight's going down in Prairie View, Texas. I don't know much about Prairie View,
I don't think anyone really does.
Population is 100,000, just over 100,000, somewhere, maybe 170,000. And the capacity of the arena is 6,000 only. Now, David, don't you think we could have gotten more than 6,000 to see Antonio Orozco, the hometown guy here in San Diego, make his welterweight debut?
I think so, and it's like I said, it's a fan-friendly fight, and I don't see why. Like I said, they didn't help out a Canelo undercard, because those undercards have been hurting. But I'm not mad that it's a main event fight, because it is that type of fight. Yeah. It's going to be a fan-friendly fight, but it seems like Golden Boy is kind of pumping their Texas guys. And You know, they have a couple of Texas guys on the undercard. I think Joshua Franco's on the undercard. They got that other kid. I forgot his name, man. I think he's a lefty, tall, slender kid. Mm-hmm. But, yeah, man, it seems like they're pumping these guys. But I'm excited. I'm excited, man. I think, like you said, they're pumping Vergil Ortiz. We'll see what he can do. And Orozco has something to prove to get his name back up there. And hopefully have this big win. I mean, it's the year of the upsets with Andy Ruiz. There's also
Cancio.
Exactly, yeah. Cancio, and actually too, the co-main event.
Yeah, that was an upset.
That was a big upset with Angel Acosta and Elvin Soto. I mean, so hey, it could happen, man, and I think it will, man. It's one of those fights where I think Orozco is going to be a lot stronger. Like you mentioned, he's going up to 147. He's going to be healthier mentally. And I think physically, so it's going to be a great fight, man. You're not going to want to miss it.
Now, he's opening up training camp, correct?
Yes.
And it will be here, right behind this guy.
Exactly. So he's going to be training here in San Diego with my father, who's been training him since he was a teenager. So, yeah, man. And,
all the news that comes out of the camp, we're going to have it here.
Exactly. Right? So we're going to keep you guys updated.
Now, the press conference was held today in Texas, as we mentioned. Yep. Now, it's customary always to have both guys present, both main event fighters present at an event like this, but only Vergil Ortiz was there. And, we understand Orozco will join him in the next one that they have. But, this whole promotion is being built around Vergil Ortiz. Yeah. Big homecoming theme.
Yeah.
So for a guy that has 13 fights,
Yeah, they're pumping him hard.
As you mentioned, there's a lot of hype surrounding him. But today's the highlights of the press conference from Vergil Ortiz. He stated, "This fight is going to be a real explosive fight. Like, honestly, I don't even think y'all understand the magnitude of how awesome this fight is going to be. It's going to be a great fight," which, we could agree.
Yeah.
Robert Garcia, his trainer, Vergil Ortiz's trainer, chimed in. He says, "Texas is like home to us. They're going to have the home field advantage, obviously. At 147, Vergil is a lot stronger and going to be the bigger man." And, we bring up Robert Garcia because he was in the corner last year of Orozco's fight with Jose Ramirez. Yeah. So, Robert Garcia, had a chance to scout him out there.
Yeah.
Hopefully Orozco will come back with maybe a little bit of a different look, maybe different style, for the meantime.
Yeah.
But we got to point out that Vergil Ortiz has 13 fights, 13 knockouts, devastating power in both hands. He could fight you orthodox, he could fight you softball, right?
Yeah.
But experience-wise, it's not there. It's not there for him.
Yeah.
He's only fought past the third round one time. Wow. One time in his career, past 3 rounds.
Wow.
Okay? So, obviously, the game plan for Orozco is to take him into deep waters.
Exactly.
Do whatever you can to take him past the 3rd, 4th, 5th round, because the guy's never been there before. You got to take him there. And that's going to be the key. You got to test his mettle, take him to the limit. And like I said, do whatever you can to get there. Hopefully, that will be.
There's going to be that pressure factor of being in his hometown, probably his first fight in his hometown. So the pressure is definitely going to be on. And like you said, when Orozco takes him to those deep waters, man, and like we mentioned earlier, it's not Orozco's first time going into someone's territory. He has something to prove, and it's just going to be motivation for Orozco to get that win, man. But we know that Vergil Ortiz is a young, talented fighter, and just like Vergil Ortiz, it's gonna be an awesome fight. It's gonna be a great fight, man. You do not want to miss this. If you don't have the zone yet, hurry up and subscribe, man. Yeah. Come on, get with the program here. But yeah, we're excited for that fight, man.
I just saw rounds boxed for Vergil Ortiz. 27 total rounds boxed only.
Wow.
Compared to, I think, 140 something rounds boxed for Orozco. Yeah. Obviously, the experience is there. We know his nickname is Relentless, but he might want to be a little patient in the opening rounds.
Yeah, of course.
As we mentioned, to take him. But we mentioned the promotion, surrounding about Vergil Ortiz. David, I had to say it, but somebody's got to say it. It seems almost as though Orozco has fallen out of favor with the Golden Boy brass. They buried him on that Ryan Garcia card. He fought in front of an empty arena the first fight, despite being one of the most notable names on that card, other than Ryan Garcia. Making him go to Prairie View against this unexperienced guy. hopefully Orozco, could put it together and be motivated by by what I'm seeing right here, what I just mentioned.
Yeah.
And he could shut a lot of people up if he wins this fight.
Exactly.
Be right back on top. Be a big win for him to be, first fight at 147.
Exactly.
Now, David, with everything we've said, who has more to lose in this fight, Ortiz or Orozco? Who has more to lose?
I think Ortiz, man. I mean, this is a big test for him, man. A real big test. And I mean, let's be honest here too. Orozco is getting to the end of his career. He's 31 years old now.
Yeah.
And he has nothing to lose.
Well, let's be more honest. And what I just mentioned about how Golden Boy might view him, they're viewing him as a gatekeeper for this fight.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And so I mean, there's nothing to lose for Orozco, man. He's ready for these big fights. I mean, he's been waiting for these big fights in his career, and now he's getting them. So I think he'll take advantage of it, man. But I think more than anything, Ortiz has the bigger. There's more pressure on him, man. Like I said, he's young. Golden Boy's pumping him. It's his first time.
There's definitely more pressure, but everything's in his favor.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. But you don't want to miss this fight, man. It's going to be an explosive fight, and we're excited.
Now, do you see this fight playing out like a Canelo Machado, right? Because remember, Machado was the guy with the hype. He's a champion with the hype. He's still kind of green.
Yep.
And maybe Golden Boy thought Canelo was done. He had 4 losses. He had retired at one point. Yeah. He has a day job, 9 to 5.
Exactly.
And maybe this is one of those things along those lines.
Exactly.
Maybe Orozco could pull a Canelo and shock the boxing world.
It's true, man. Because like I mentioned earlier, it's the year of the upsets, man. And I think that, like you mentioned earlier, who has Ortiz really fought other than Mauricio Herrera? And I mean,
Herrera's past his prime, and he didn't belong in that division to begin with.
Exactly. And I mean, so Orozco is really going to test him, man, and we're really going to see what Vergil Ortiz is made of, and it's a real gutsy fight. But yeah, I think really Golden Boy's kind of throwing Orozco in the fire. Like you said, it's in the tail end of his career. So I hope Orozco takes advantage of it, man, and I think he will. It's going to be a great fight. I think we'll just have to see. Fight night, right?
Yeah, I mean, I'm excited for I'm eager to watch Orozco here as he prepares for this big fight.
Exactly.
Now moving on, Dave, we got 2 fights this weekend.
Yep.
2 title fights. Friday night, right here, close by in Pachanga, we got Richard Comey versus Ray Beltran.
Yeah.
And today, at the weigh-in, Ray Beltran didn't make weight.
Wow.
So they're going to give him one more chance. The IBF has this, second day weigh-in.
Okay.
So they're going to give him one more chance. And if he comes in over 146 tomorrow, there's no fight.
Wow.
Dang. So the fight is in jeopardy. I think he'll come in, within weight. But that's a little drama that happened. The second fight going on is on the East Coast. It's Andrade versus Selecki.
Yeah.
Andrade, a big-time player in the 160 division.
Yep.
And the key for both these fights, the Beltran Comey, Andrade Selecki, is, these guys have way bigger fights lined up afterwards. Comey with Lomachenko and Andrade with Triple G. And we firmly believe that Andrade and Triple G will be next. So you guys have an opportunity to scout Triple G's next opponent and Lomachenko's next opponent, too. Lomachenko is going to fight Luke Campbell. He's expected to win that one. So he'll most likely fight the winner of this one.
Exactly.
Speaking of Triple G, Andrade, that 160 division, Canelo's in the news. Everybody's eager. He's on the cover of Ring Magazine. Who's he going to fight next? I guess we've gone down to 2 opponents that he could fight next. First one is one that we've mentioned a bunch of times, Caleb Smith, the 168-pound champion. Second one was a little bit of a shocker, but this one has gained more traction in the last few days.
It has.
Crusher, Sergey Kovalev, is in the running, in the mix to fight Canelo September 14th in Las Vegas. Now, what I'm hearing, guys, is that Sergey Kovalev, Canelo, that would be at a catch weight at 172. Canelo would be moving up 2 weight classes to fight him. Sergey Kovalev holds the 175-pound title. Looked good in his last fight. David, do you think Canelo's biting off a little bit more than he could chew if he picks Kovalev?
I mean, maybe. I mean, Sergey Kovalev is a big 175 pounder, and he did look impressive in his last fight, man.
We thought he was done before that.
Yeah, we thought he was done, but he looked impressive, man. He came back strong. I think Caleb Smith is the smarter fight, and if he wants to get a world title at 168, I think he'll go for Caleb Smith, man. And I mean, Caleb Smith has a fan-friendly style too. He'll like to stay there and trade, so it'll be a great fight for Canelo. It'll be a good fight for fight fans. So,
yeah. I mean, I think Caleb Smith is still the first option.
Yeah.
And we'll break it down like this. In the Kovalev fight, the Kovalev fight is a huge fight. That is an event type fight, international fight. Mm-hmm. We're heading towards July. I think that fight would need more than 2 months promotion, right?
Yeah.
A big fight like that, they need to go to different countries, maybe here and there.
Mm-hmm.
Caleb Smith fight would be much easier to make.
Yeah.
He's with his own too, Eddie Hearn. So I really think it's going to be Caleb Smith, but Sergey Kovalev could happen next year sometime.
Yeah.
Him and Triple G in the same year, perhaps. But a very interesting fight. David, if you were the odds makers, who would you favor if Canelo got signed?
I think you still have to favor Canelo, man. I mean, I think he will still be favored. It will be very slightly, man, but I would have to favor Canelo in that fight.
If
like
I
was, said, it's very slight, but I mean,
if I was the odds makers, I would favor Kovalev. I said based on he's a 175 pound champion, how he looked in his last fight. And that's a credit to his trainer, man, Buddy McGirt. Made him fight in a new way that we've never seen him fight before.
Exactly.
And like you said, it'd be a slight favorite, and eventually, Canelo's fans would push that line, and he'd probably be the favorite by the time the fight came.
Exactly.
But out of Caleb Smith, Kovalev, I'd rather see the Kovalev fight because it has more of a big event type feel.
Yeah,
right?
I feel like Caleb Smith would be the same thing. I mean, he's England. He has that Europe following with DAZN. So I think Caleb Smith would be good too, man. I think it would definitely bring some English fans out to Vegas if it was a fight in Vegas. So I'll be excited for that one.
And Canelo would put his new WBC franchise title.
Oh, I've seen that. What is WBC making?
The WBC designated him as franchise, something that was brand new. But it was pretty much to make Charlo, the full WBC champion. Even though those two would never fight, or not gonna fight any time in the near future.
Yeah.
That's what
that kind of signals, right?
Yeah, it's one of these silly things that the sanctioning bodies do. I mean, like Pacquiao's the regular champion, Thurman's the super champion. They both hold the same versions of the belt. It's just to collect more sanctioning fees, I guess, man.
Yeah.
But David, we've reached the halfway point here in the boxing calendar. 2019 has already been one of the best years boxing has ever had, right? I mean, Andy Ruiz, of course, has the moment of the year. His huge upset, making history. But as we look forward, David, who do you foresee as boxing's 2019 fighter of the year? And what is your one bold prediction? You got to go out on a limb here, man. Okay. For boxing for the rest of the year.
Boxer for the rest of the year?
Fighter of the year and bold prediction for this year.
Man, that's the bold prediction one is tough. But I mean, boxer of the year.
Bold, man.
Boxer of the year, man. I'm gonna have to say Canelo. If he goes for Kovalev, I think I'll give it to him, man. If he goes for Kovalev and beats Kovalev, I'll give it to Canelo. Now, bold prediction for the year. I'm thinking. I'm not too sure, man. I think. What? Pacquiao? I think Pacquiao. Is that bold? Pacquiao beating Thurman? Is that bold enough for you?
It's not too bold, my
It's
friend.
not too bold. I mean, I'm not too sure. I mean, yeah.
But Pacquiao could be in the running for fight of the year. Fighter.
That is true. Okay. That is true. I mean, that guy staying active at 40 years old, still fighting big guys, right?
Of course, if Canelo fights Kovalev and beats him, I think Canelo will be fighter of the year.
Yeah.
But like I said, I think it's going to be Caleb Smith. Mm-hmm. There's a few names I have in mind. Pacquiao is one of them.
Okay.
Gallo Estrada, depending on who he fights next too.
That's true.
Right? And then Andy Ruiz, man. If Andy Ruiz is able to beat Joshua
twice.
again,
That's true.
That's your fight of the year right there,
Yeah,
too, man.
that is true.
Because could lightning strike twice?
Still could. I mean, that could be a bold prediction of the winner. He can. I mean, because at the end of the day, I think Joshua would probably still be favored if they were to do that rematch this year.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, I wouldn't doubt him being fight of the year.
Yeah, but if I had to take just one, that's a tough one, bro.
Yeah.
Picking one.
It is, man.
Man.
I mean, because look at, you got fights like, what's the heavyweight fight?
Which one? We got
Joshua.
Tyson Fury, Wilder. Which one? Which one? You mean?
Joshua versus
Ruiz.
Yeah, Ruiz.
Yeah.
Well, look at Ruiz coming out of nowhere. Not nowhere, but I mean, coming up and winning that fight and being where he's at, man. Yeah. I mean, he went from being down here to being way up here in a matter of just one fight.
Superstar, rock star.
I mean, coming on Jimmy Kimmel Live, right? Like coming on all these shows.
But he hasn't been on this show, so he hasn't really
that's true.
made it that big.
That is true, right?
But my bold prediction, and I'm gonna map it out for you guys. Okay? I'm gonna give you the road to Triple G Canelo 3. Okay. So Triple G and Andrade are gonna fight for Andrade's title in the fall. It's gonna be in New York, Madison Square Garden. Triple G's gonna beat him, take that bout. Him and Canelo will fight for Cinco de Mayo next year in Dallas Cowboy Stadium. That's my bold prediction.
Yeah, I mean,
so it's not gonna be in Vegas. It's not gonna be in New York. The third fight is gonna be at Dallas Cowboy Stadium.
Yeah, I think it will be in. That's a real good prediction there, man. I mean, I see that happening. Triple G definitely says he doesn't want to fight in Vegas for that third fight. Yeah. So Canelo's second choice would have to be Texas, right? And it'll definitely sell out there, man. They can definitely sell out the Dallas arena. So I mean, we'll see. I mean, I'm not sure. I mean, based off of Triple G's last performance, I think Andrade can give him some trouble, man. I mean,
I mean, he's gonna get hit a lot. I'll tell you that right now.
Yeah, he is gonna get hit a lot. And can I see Andrade outpointing him? I think even Andrade can give Canelo trouble, man.
Yeah,
he's that type of fighter. He's that type of fighter. He's kind of slick. So I don't know. We'll see if Andrade can ruin some plans. Yeah. Right. Like we mentioned earlier, it's the year of the upsets, man. Yeah. And I mean, I think Andrade can upset some people by doing that. Definitely the promoters, right, for making money for that third fight. But yeah, man, we'll see what happens. But it'll be a great fight. Hopefully that happens before the year's over, so we can set up that Triple G Canelo in May of next year.
That's right, man. Now we're gonna debut something new. It's not really something new here. We're gonna be showing from time to time a picture of the week. And, this picture this week comes from a guy we mentioned, Andy Ruiz. It's right here, guys. Andy Ruiz bought a $450,000 Rolls Royce.
Wow.
With that Joshua money, and it's okay because he's gonna get another $20-30 million for the rematch, right? Yeah. Now there's nothing new, no new news. I get asked about Andy Ruiz a lot, man. Hey, man, what's he doing? Next? Nothing new with him. We know Anthony Joshua's already training for the rematch, man. This guy is already starting, man. Yeah. So he's gonna be hell bent on beating Ruiz, getting revenge. Supposed to take place in December. We know that. Eddie Hearn says he would like for it to be in New York again. And I don't think they're gonna come to LA or Vegas and give Andy Ruiz the hometown edge, right?
And I don't think Andy Ruiz is going to the UK like Eddie Hearn said. Yeah. So I mean, I think the mutual spot would be New York. Mm-hmm. They definitely did good at selling that place out. But Andy Ruiz is set, man. Let's say he loses this fight, which I'm not too sure if Joshua's gonna come ready or not this fight. But let's say Andy Ruiz loses, he still has fights set up for him, man. Yeah. So he has another payday coming at the end of this year. And he got some more paydays coming up. He can still fight Deontay Wilder. Mm-hmm. He's with PBC. He can still possibly fight Tyson Fury. Yeah. Why not throw him in there? I mean, this one fight changed his whole career. And that's the cool thing about boxing, man, is that fight can change a boxer's career.
He's always going to have that title as the first Mexican heavyweight champ.
Oh, yeah, of course.
So he's going to be making money off of that.
Yeah, he's in the history books,
And if he loses against Joshua, he's going to get more money for a third fight, possibly.
Yep.
And then, he's going to fight a comeback fight, and hopefully that could be against Chris Arreola, a fight that we would love to see.
Oh, man.
Mexican versus Mexican.
At the StubHub?
or here. And
Or here, right? Sports Arena, let's go.
No, that'd be an LA fight, definitely, man.
Yeah.
Probably the Forum or something.
Yeah.
But that's a fight I want to see next year. Andy Ruiz, Chris Arreola, Mexican style heavyweight
man.
fight. You know,
Exactly.
make America Gordito again.
Yeah.
Times 2.
Right? Yeah, man. So, yeah, there's some good boxing coming up this weekend. And we can't wait for Orozco, Ortiz. Some great fights coming up, man.
That's it, man.
Boxing, it's a good time to be a boxing fan. So if you want to jump on the backman and start watching the boxing, come on, let's go. Hey, so thank you guys for tuning on in and watching episode 20 with us. It's good to be back. We'll see you guys not next Friday, but we're going to be changing our episodes to be put out every Monday. So stay tuned for that. And thank you guys for tuning on in. We'll see you guys next time.
Thanks, guys.